All right, this song is my version. Words that I added to This Is How I Fight My Battles. We will have the words underneath so you guys can follow along, because you will not have heard it before, but you'll recognize the song surrounded. So just my heart of, even as we've battled for this company and battled for what we felt like God has called us to, that it is through obedience, and it's through getting out of the boat, and that picture of Peter just walking on the water and keeping his eyes on Jesus, that is how he fights his battles. And I just felt like God it literally came out in a matter of minutes, and just the way that we fight here at Gather Round. Find praise will ever be on my lips, ever be on my lips. Your praise will ever be on my lips, ever be on my lips. Your praise will ever be on my lips, ever be on my lips. Your praise will ever be on my lips, ever be on my lips. Your praise will ever be on my lips, ever be on my lips. Your praise will ever be on my lips, ever be on my lips. Your praise will ever be on my lips. Oh, this is how it fights. This is how it fights. Oh, my eyes fixed on you, my eyes fixed on you, yeah. This is how it fights. This is how it fights. Oh, my heart fixed on you. Oh, my heart fixed on you. Oh, your praise. Oh, you bring with my praises. Oh, I'll take you hungry. Oh, that's my offering. Oh, on my gaze on you. My heart I'll bring. This is my offering. You are worthy to be praised. You are worthy to be praised. You are worthy to be praised. Oh, we are so thankful. You are worthy to be praised. You are worthy to be praised. You are worthy to be praised. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Oh, how we love you. Oh, how we love you. Amen. This is how I fight my battles. I feel like this is the testimony of Gather Round, and everything that God has done here in this company and in our lives is not us saying this is what we did, this is the 5 steps to success, this is how you can reach the ultimate goal, but rather saying this is how I fight my battles with him. It is only because of him, it is only through him that we are able to be where we are today, that we have won victory in the battles that we have won. We have come across what seemed like insurmountable mountains in front of us. We have come across battles where I thought, surely I will die. I have come to the point where I thought there is no more of me to give. I have stretched so far, I thought I was going to break. And yet, through the valley, in the midst of the storm, I have seen God prove himself faithful over and over and over again and say, no, not on your own strength, but because of me and with me, and because I equip you, because of God, we have won the victory. Not everything have we won. Not everything has felt easy. It's a constant battle to figure out which battles are the right battles. It's not easy. This whole thing, whether you are facing battles in your marriage, whether you are facing battles with your children, whether you are facing battles in your homeschool or your ministry or your job or in friendships and relationships, all around us, there are constant battles that we are being faced with, and it is difficult to know which are the right ones to press into, which are the ones to let go of. That's not an easy thing. So there have definitely been times where we have wrestled and we felt like we have lost, and we have felt pressed but not crushed, persecuted but not abandoned, struck down but not destroyed. We have felt low. We have felt like we just aren't making any progress, and yet there are so many examples of God's faithfulness. I don't want to preach at you. I don't want to tell you the 5 steps that we've learned, the secret wisdom. I want to just share the testimony of what God has done. And I literally have a list, and I will have to look at and refer to my list because there are so many things. And just sitting here for a few minutes with Jonathan, we came up with just a list of ways that God has fought our battles, and times, specific instances that we have come to him and been at this place where we've said, the battle's yours, and we give it to you, and what God has done with those. I just want to share the testimony of God's faithfulness because I believe that there is power and there is breakthrough when we testify. And I believe that the things that I have experienced breakthrough in, that can be passed on, and that you guys can take hold of that and the power of testimony, and you can walk forward and have breakthrough in those areas in your life. So that's the purpose of our little devotional today. I do want to make sure that we are focusing on God's word in everything that we do. So our verse for today is Psalm 18:3. And that says, I call upon the Lord who is worthy to be praised, and I am saved from my enemies. As I was doing this song, so this song this morning is This Is How I Fight My Battles, which obviously God gave me verses for, and I had this whole kind of extra song come out of me, and it's about Peter, it's about the boat, it's about stepping out, it's about obedience. And last year I was remembering this. I know I specifically in our worship and words talked about Peter and the boat, and here we are again. But it's such a huge part of our testimony and such a huge part of what God has done that we just got to go there again. So as you're thinking about the battles that you face, I think that there's a couple different ways that we can approach those. It's common, I'm sure you've heard, like even in the song, I fight my battles really through worship. We worship God, that is a way that we can fight our battles, that he is worthy to be praised. I call upon him and he saves me from my enemies. And there is something in the thankfulness and in the worship. But I look at the picture of Peter leaving the boat, walking in the midst of the storm, and his eyes on Jesus. And I think it's bigger. I think that the reason that worship is so powerful in the midst of our battles is not necessarily because it's like a sword, but more so that it is keeping our spirit fixed on Jesus. You know, we fix our mind on Jesus, we can fix our eyes on Jesus, but we need to also fix our spirit on Jesus. And to do that, to engage our thoughts and our mind and our spirit and really truly have our eyes on Jesus, that happens when we worship. I mean, I can talk all I want, but when I worship, when I close my eyes, when I just think upon the things that he has done and his faithfulness, my eyes, my spiritual eyes, my heart is fixed on Jesus. And that is truly the essence of, I believe, how we fight our battles. And I love the picture of Peter. I love the picture of walking in the midst of the storm and the battle, and that even in that, it so aligns with Psalm 18:3, I call upon the Lord and I am saved. And I think even with Peter, he had his eyes fixed on Jesus, he lost sight, he got distracted by the waves, and yet he called upon the name of the Lord and he was saved. And I just think, oh, you guys, he is there. He is there and he is so faithful, and I'm going to share how he has been faithful in our lives. So a couple things, just there's small and there's big. Going all the way back, I mean, there have been so many moments in my life that I have seen the faithfulness and the hand of God when I have fixed my eyes on him, and even times that I have not fixed my eyes on him or not even recognized it. I remember when my daughter, my fourth daughter, was born, we had some very, very serious complications that we could not have projected or known. It
just happened after the birth. She was great. She was excellent, but I had complications and I nearly died. It had been hours. I wasn't able to finish my afterbirth, and it was just, I was bleeding out and my blood pressure was tanking and I was in shock. And I remember being on, it's been hours, it took us hours, get in, get seen, finally get there. They couldn't find veins. They couldn't, get any IVs in me. And they were just beside themselves. I was surrounded by people trying to save my life. And of course, I did not pass out, yay, for any of that. And I remember it. I remember battling for my life. And I remember this was really, there's been stages. God has always been so real to me. He has always been my rock. There has never been a moment where my faith has not been my own that I can remember. From as early as, I think I was about 4 when I made the decision to follow Jesus. And I can't actually look back and pinpoint a place in my life where I was not following him and then was following him. At the point of understanding, I was just following him. And I always have, of course, made mistakes, gone my own way, and have been headstrong sometimes. But I have loved the Lord my God for all of my days. And so he's always been real to me. I've had a very real relationship with him. But there's definitely a turning point of later in my life after this event that I'm talking about, where there was a closeness with him, a relationship with him in a new way, and specifically more understanding of the Holy Spirit, and that praying without ceasing and just walking with him even closer and more intimately than I had before. So this was before that. This was before I truly, I guess, recognized, he says, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. But before I truly recognized the presence of God in my life and him speaking to me and me just communicating with him all the time and including him in every aspect of my life. And so I did not perceive it. I did not recognize it. I just remember at one point I stopped pushing, I stopped trying. It had been hours. I was so tired. This was after having my largest baby. She was over 8 pounds, and I was so done. I was so tired, and I just stopped. I just completely stopped. They thought I had passed out. I had not passed out. And I remember laying there. Wow. Just right in the moment. I remember laying there and just I just couldn't anymore. And I heard them say, they thought I had passed out, and I heard them say, well, everyone went silent, everyone stopped, all the hustle and bustle, and they said, I guess we need to prep the OR. What are we gonna do? We gotta get her into the OR, let's go. And at that moment, it was not the audible voice of God, but it was the impression so strongly. I've never had an impression so strongly, and it was as if a voice spoke to me, and it was, get up, push, fight. If you go into the OR, you're gonna die. And I just started pushing again, and within minutes, I was done. I was finished. And I was able to get out my placenta. Yay, too much information. But it was literally my life. I know that my life was on the line. I'm pretty sure my blood pressure was 40/20. I don't even know how it's possible. I was awake. But I was truly just, I was about to die. I really was. And I remember afterwards, they wheeled me down into the ultrasound to make sure that everything was okay. And it's all this open room in this ultrasound hallway. People are getting ultrasounds on their, I don't know, abdomen and their arms. I mean, it's not like it's emergency here. And they had this curtain open, and I'm just weeping and weeping and weeping and weeping. And I could not stop weeping because I realized how close I came to dying. And like I said, I did not truly perceive what had happened in that moment. I just said it was an impression. It just was something I knew. But later on, as I have seen and I've grown closer to God, I have looked back on that and seen that was him. He was not finished with me yet. And he was telling me to get up and fight. Even in the midst of the battle, when I did not perceive it, he was still fighting my battles. He was still with me. He never left me nor forsook me, even when I did not perceive it. And somebody needs to hear that right now, that maybe you haven't been perceiving it. Maybe you haven't been listening for it. Maybe you haven't been looking for it. That does not mean that God has abandoned you, because he has not. So going all the way back through my life, there's been times that I have just sat down and thought and really just, God, show me the places in my life that you have been with me and you've been speaking and moving and defending me where I haven't even recognized it. And he's just brought back time after time after time. That was obviously a very big moment in my life, and it's something that I've held on to all of these years. But moving on from there, it's just been like over and over and over again, even leading me towards Gather Round and towards where I am today. I can see the steps as I look back. I can see the moments where God has shifted and directed and led and just tweaked and used things, even that felt like they were not victories, difficult things in my life that he has used specifically to get me to where I am today. He has not wasted anything. He has not allowed, it may not all be good things. Listen, my life has not all been good. It has not all been perfect. It has not all been easy. I have not walked in the lap of luxury. I have not had everything handed to me. I don't believe that God promises that. I believe that he promises that this life is actually kind of difficult. And yet, he has used even the things that were difficult, that were meant for evil, that could have broken me, that could have dissuaded me, that could have allowed me to feel sorry for myself. And instead, he has shifted and redeemed those and used them in my life for his goodness and for his glory. Maybe not mine, that's okay, but for his. And that's what I live my life to do. I live my life to be used by God. That is my heart, that is my focus, that is my intention. I don't need to see the glory, but I want to be used by God for his glory, for his purposes, for his kingdom. Let that be my legacy. Not me, not to remember me and what I did, but to remember what God did through me. God. That's who I want the attention on. So moving past that, even all the way through, I reached a point, I was a blogger, okay? Tip, 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 tap. I spoke, I talked about homeschooling, I reviewed curriculum, and I was wanting so much more of God. I know he was using me, but I just wanted more. And I remember I hit this point where I actually almost lost my blog. And what's so fascinating is that weeks before, I think it was actually close to a month before, I was struck again with a very strong impression of what if I asked you to give it all up? My blog, my fame, my name, my YouTube channel, my speaking, everything that I had been building for years and years and years. What if I asked you to give it all up? And I wrestled with it and I talked to Jonathan. I was like, this is really weird. I don't know where this would come from. I love what I do. I love to write. I love to speak. But it was very strong and it was persistent. And I kind of got to this point and prayed and worked through it where I said, you know what, God, of course, I would give this up in a heartbeat. Whatever you want from me, I'll just be a mom. Yeah, totally. And he has asked me that before and asked me to just be a mom, by the way. So this was different. This was years and years and years later. And then I almost did lose everything. And I struggled and I wrestled and I walked through one of the darkest valleys that I have walked through. And I walked through things that I can't even probably even share with everybody until, I don't know, maybe one day he'll release me, but really difficult things and in a professional level, but just difficult things and unjust things. And I had to come to the place where I surrendered it all to him and I decided, yes, I will give it all up. Turns out that was a very easy thing to say. That was a much less easy thing to do. And when it actually came to now, here it was, I needed to just give it all up. That it took a lot of things needed to die in me, that he needed to kind of separate the wheat from the chaff, and he needed some things in me to die. Too much of my identity was based on what I was doing and who I was recognized for, and that needed to go. And at the end of that, finally, I was like, done, all right. I'm gonna write about God. That's it. I'll start a tiny little blog. I just want, you know what? I was actually excited. I was like, great. I don't have to talk about homeschooling anymore. I love homeschooling, but what I really love, what I love more than anything, what I am the most passionate about is God and my relationship with him. I'm like, I'm gonna write devotionals. I'm gonna write books. I'm just gonna be all in. And at that moment, I felt like he said to me, don't undermine or undervalue, I don't even remember what it was. I wrote it down in a journal somewhere, but what I have given you, the ministry that I have given you. I was like, well, really confusing because you just asked me to give it up. But at the end of all of that, it was, all right, I asked you to give it up because I needed you to walk through some things and I needed you to let go of some things. But now that those are gone, I've got something else. And it was that year that everything changed. That was the year that I signed my business over to God, that I said, fine, I will keep it. But if I am keeping this, then what is the purpose and intention? Because I am tired of going through the motions. I am tired of just doing things. I don't want to do it for the sake of money. I don't want to do it for the sake of even my identity. I don't care about that. So why am I doing this? There has to be a purpose. You have to use this, God, because I'm out. I've lost all my vested interest in this. So now it's all your vested interest. I signed it over to him, and that was really the beginning of Gather Round. And so it's just seeing his faithfulness in the midst of the battles and the storms that we have faced. Big things, small things. I remember like last year with Gather Round, I was so beside myself. It was everything building. We had so many people leave within such a short amount of time. People got different jobs, people moved, people had babies. It was just all over, and we were losing our core team and all of our specifically writers, and I think we were going through maybe losing some proofers too. It seemed like everything was happening all at once, and the weight was building on my shoulders. If you guys watched when we did our interview with Jonathan and I, one of the things that he said in that was that the buck stops here, that ultimately it rests on our shoulders at the end of the day. And I was so struck by that in this season and other seasons where when people have left and they're like, you know what, I just really feel God's calling me to invest with my family. I'm like, yes, you have to do what God's called you to do. I say the right things. But inside, there's this little part of me that's like, I wish I had the luxury, God, of saying, you know what, I just have to be with my family right now, but I can't because you have placed this burden on my shoulders, and everyone else has the luxury of doing that and of leaving, but I don't. And I have hit those points where I felt like the burden is crushing me. It is so heavy. It never releases. And the more that other people are released, and that is what I want out of this, come for a time, let God do what he's going to do and then release you into everything he has for you. But what that means for me is that I'm left picking up the pieces and I'm left carrying the burden. And I have over and over, God has allowed me to be in this very uncomfortable place to teach me that that burden's not mine. I signed my business over to him. So yeah, I'm CEO on paper because we need to have one on paper. And turns out having God as your CEO actually doesn't really work legally. But he is, and if he is who we say he is in our business, then I needed to actually practice that. And I needed to say, not my problem. So I hit this point. I remember I was in Starbucks and I was so overwhelmed that I went out. I was like, I'm going. That's what I do. I'm a runner. So I got in the car. I'm like, I'm going to Starbucks. I'm going to just listen to worship music and write and just worship. And I can't even. And somebody texted me and they asked, how are you doing? And I said, whoops, turns out my foot rest only goes that far. Anyways, they said, how are you doing? And I said, you know what? Not good. This has been like this, and I listed just this massive list of everything that was going wrong at the time. And I said, but you know what? I've decided, and I'd already decided this in my heart, but I said it. I said, I've decided that this is God's business, and so this is his burden, and God, you better fix it. You better fix it because your business is going down right now. And I physically can't. There's not enough of me. I can't fill all the gaps. I can't fill all the holes. I am doing everything I can. I have given you all of me. And yet all of me is not enough. And so I've done my part. Now it's your turn. You need to do your part. Bring the people. And I wrote that message and I grabbed my coffee and I sat down, and I had email of some really core people that came on at the time that we needed them, for the time that we needed them, and filled the gaps that were there. He does not always fill the gaps. In this company right now, at the time of recording, at the time that you're watching this, I am the main writer, which we have never had. I've written some units here or there as I have time, but most of all, I vision cast and I supervise, and we have other writers who write the units. And this, for the very first time, I am the one writing our main units. And let me tell you, the burden is heavy. And I have said to him, you better bring the people. And he's not bringing the people. And so I have now been forced to say, okay, well then you're going to equip me to do what I need to do. And so it's not that he always comes to my rescue in the way that I think he will. Maybe he's going to let me have an impossible day with an impossible timeline, and he's going to fill in the gap. There have been times where we've had company come and visit from out of town, or I remember years ago, our very first year of Gather Round, it was summer, the deadlines were so intense, and I knew every day that I didn't work, it was just stocking up bigger and bigger and bigger, and it was impossible. We were at the point of impossibility, but I knew that this person was only here for a time, and it was important, and I needed to put down my work, and I needed to be present. And I remember saying, God, then you have to give me supernatural time. You have to allow this to happen. You have to give me all the creativity and vision and everything I need in that this short amount of time is just gonna flow out of me so fast. And he did. He has caused impossible things to happen. I have seen him move in supernatural ways. The rest of the world may not recognize it. I recognize it. People on our team recognize it because there's been impossible deadlines where we are nowhere near ready, and he has always provided what we need, whether that is the people, whether that is the tools, or whether that is just equipping us and inspiring us and giving us time and efficiency and equipping us with strength so that we can do what he has asked us to do. You guys, I have seen the hand of God in this business. I have seen the hand of God in my family, with my children, in my marriage. I have seen God move. When I feel like I can't fight anymore, when I feel like I can't do this anymore, when I feel like I am surrounded, I have seen him come in and either fight my battles for me or meet me in the midst of my trials and difficulties, in the midst of the storm, in the midst of the valley. I've seen him come and meet me and fill me with peace and joy and strength and just what I need. Not too much. I wish there was an overflow. I wish sometimes that it was just like so much peace and joy that it lasts me for a month. Nope. He actually only gives me enough for that day so that I'm constantly reliant on him for the next day, for the next moment, for the next thing, for the next breakthrough. And he is with me, and I have to stay on my toes because I don't know exactly how he's going to move. If he's going to just cause this mountain to crumble before me, or is he going to say, scale the mountain? And here's the equipment that you need to do that. Or here's the strength that you need to do that. I don't know. He's constantly shifting and moving. His strategies, his ways are not my ways. Sometimes I wish they were, but they're not. And I am constantly having to not rely on some step, some plan, some what you've done before, but turn to him and keep my eyes fixed on him and praise and worship to fix my heart and attention on him and say, what about today? The mountain doesn't matter because you're with me, because you're going to give me what I need, because you're never going to leave me. So I encourage you, no matter what you are facing right now, take some time, pray, worship, ask him what he's wanting you to do. Whether he's saying this isn't your battle, I want you to surrender this isn't your burden to carry, or whether he's saying I want you to persevere and push through and come to me for the strength you need instead of going and talking to your friends and saying how overwhelmed you are. Start to speak and prophesy strength and joy and speak scriptures over your life that are going to fill you and prepare you for what I've called you to do, because I have equipped you, but you are undermining it by speaking death over it and by saying, I can't do this. Or whether he's saying, you know what, I'm going to give you a way out of this so that you can actually focus. This isn't the battle that you're supposed to be fighting right now. I want you over here. The only way you're going to know that, which battles to fight and how to fight them, is when we are in his presence and in his word and praying and have our heart and our eyes fixed on him. So stop looking at the waves. Stop looking at the mountain. I'm speaking to myself right now because the mountain is big, you guys. And instead, let us be a people of prayer who gets on our knees, who seeks him no matter what we are facing, and let that be the legacy that we pass on to our kids. Not how to do everything as far as this is what I did in my strength, but this is what I did in my weakness. And let me tell you about the testimony of God moving. Let's pray. God, you are so much bigger than the mountains that we face. You are so much bigger than the waves, than the battles. They all seem so big, maybe insurmountable, maybe impossible, and yet nothing is too big for you. You are bigger than it all. So right now we lay those things at your feet. We lay our burdens at your feet. Our anxiousness, our stress, our worries, our frustrations, God, we just take it off our shoulders. We lay it at your feet and we ask you to intervene. We ask you to speak to our hearts right now, what we're supposed to be fighting, what we're supposed to be doing, how you want us to be moving, if you want us to fight this battle, if you want to give us strength to fight this battle, or if there's a different way that you are asking us to move that we need to be obedient to. I pray, God, that we would get on our knees and pray. We would seek you for everything, that the testimony of what you're doing in our life, the breakthrough through the battles, the breakthrough in our lives, and that the reliance on you, Father, that would be the legacy that we pass on to our children. That will be the thing that they see. That will be the mantle that they pick up, is not necessarily the businesses that we do or the skills that we have or our personality types, God, but instead we would leave behind a mantle. We would leave behind a legacy of prayer and of reliance on you and of a relationship with you, and that our kids would rise up and they would know you, that they would have a strong foundation in your word, that they would be tethered and grounded in truth of who you are, that they would never be swayed, that they would build their house on a firm foundation. God, that this next generation of children are going to be ones who are strong, who are unshakable, who are unmovable, not because of them, but instead because they are building on your word and who you are. Begin to move in our families and our homes, and that supernatural testimony is not because of what we have done, but because of who you are. And we will see you moving and your faithfulness in our families, in our lives, in our battles, in our difficulties, in our trials, in our waves, in our marriages, in our relationships, in our homeschools, in our homes, God, in every avenue of our lives. We surrender it all to you, and we stop trying to fight our battles on our own. Help us to fix our heart and our attention and our mind and our focus on you, Jesus, and that you would walk with us and direct us and guide us and move and fight our battles for us and with us. In your powerful name we pray. Amen.